Yo, what up, Toshi here. Today, I have now finally found out who I'm going to use as my 5-star in the beginning of the game for Wuthering Waves, and that character is going to be Calcharo. Now, the reason why I chose Calcharo out of any other character is because I like Danjin a lot. A little too much. And Calcharo's playstyle reminds me of Danjin a lot. Very, very fast attacks, fast maneuvers, ADHD playstyle. I love that so much, to the point where I am refusing to go for anyone but Calcharo. This character seems really, really cool, and it's legit, man. Let's hop into today's video. So I actually never viewed the trailer, but I have seen gameplay for this character. It's not even a trailer, it's like a little teaser. Okay, I do have the volume. I just wanted to make sure I have the volume on. There's times I don't, and then this would prove that I did not have the volume on. But like, again, I've seen his attacks. It's very cool. He fights with a stand. I think this is absolutely insane. I'm a huge JoJo fan. I've seen all the way up to Stone Ocean. I'm still in the middle of Stone Ocean just because JoJo's for me is one of those animes where I binge it. I have to binge it. So like, I'll binge JoJo episodes for like 2 days, and then I will stop watching JoJo's, and then I'll binge it like 3 months later for another 2 days. So that's typically how I watch JoJo's, and that's the only one I actually typically watch like that, the only anime. Just because, I don't know, binging JoJo's is the best binging experience for any anime, in my honest opinion. You have to get from like the beginning of the arc where they're fighting the main antagonist all the way to the end of that main antagonist arc. That's typically the best parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 2 binge. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Anyways, let's talk about Calcharo, what he does as a character, and who he's going to work with in the future, which, spoiler, is going to be another character I'm going to enjoy also. Calcharo being an S tier DPS is cool. It works in our favor anyways. Again, I was planning on going this character in the first place, so I honestly don't mind this, but I just think this character is so cool. So he has a basic attack that performs with 4 attacks, electro damage. Now, as you all know, I do like electro characters. That's also another reason why I want to go for the character. Consume stamina to attack the target while causing electro damage is typical for any character, right? You consume stamina with literally any character in the game. Consume stamina before a mid-air plunging attack. So there's a lot of attack strings in this game. You have the basic, the heavy, the mid-air attack. There's a lot of attack strings. It's very nice. You can combine these with your combos, and you actually don't interrupt your combos when you combine these. So I think that's very nice also. Dodge counter. Use base attack with a certain time. Will attack the target causing electro damage. Very, very cool. Alright, so the resonance skill, Extermination Order, can be cast 3 times in a row. The most I've ever used for the resonance skill was like Chixia with the constant barrage of shots like Deadpool. I thought that was really sick. So there's no doubt in my mind that I'll also enjoy this, considering you can cast it 3 times in a row, which is going to make comboing with this character very unique. Because if you combine this with your basic attacks, man, it's going to make for a very nice and pretty long combo string, especially considering he has 4 attacks with the basic, and then you can combine that with the 3 casts you have from the resonance skill. So that's 7 attacks without having any interruption between them. It's very cool. Alright, so Yinlin is a character that's going to work very nicely alongside Calcharo, and the reason why is because she's an electro character, but a sub DPS at that. Now, if you are not a fan of having your playable female characters be a sub DPS, I can understand this being very unfortunate for you. Hopefully they don't go the Genshin route where they make the female characters really good with being on field, right, at max copies of the character. That's how Genshin has been going as of recently. Now, of course, Arlecchino breaks the mold. Of course, Navia breaks the mold too, to an extent. But for the most part, a lot of characters in that game of needing E6 or C6, excuse me, C6, not E6, not Star Rail, to be an on-field damage carry. So hopefully this is not the case with Yinlin, but if she ends up just being a sub DPS, I mean, cool regardless. You can probably still play her as a main DPS. It just wouldn't be as, you know, damage efficient as playing her as a sub, right, alongside Calcharo being the main DPS. But it also depends on how many attacks this character has in attack string and how much value you get for having her on field. Because remember, Calcharo doesn't have any like damage off-field capabilities. Now, as for my second team, it's going to consist of a team of just Danjin. Because again, I enjoyed Danjin. The only issue is that I just never had an opportunity to play with the character. Now, first of all, there wasn't any trial runs for the 4 stars. Maybe you've probably experienced trial runs in Star Rail, Genshin, maybe experienced the Snowbreak Attainment Zone. There just isn't any trials runs, at least the time of my playing of the CBT, for 4-star characters. So if you didn't have Danjin, you just didn't get to play with her, which was very, very... Again, my RNG was extremely bad in the gacha, like extremely bad. So I didn't get her on my account. But I really want to play this character. because obviously I enjoy her design and I enjoy her as a damage dealer. So I finally get to have my hands on her, which is nice. Yeah, I'm just going to really enjoy her for my second team. She's just a solo DPS, essentially. That's very fun. She's like the type of character you would just main because you don't have to use anybody else in your team comp. All you need is Danjin to be the one there doing damage. The longer she's on field, the more value she gets. The less on field she is, or the more off field she is, rather, the less value she has because she has no sub DPS capabilities. Again, she has her own HP drain mechanic and she has her own heal mechanic while getting more damage with the drain and then just doing a ton of more damage, right? Being able to sustain herself. So all she needs is herself. She doesn't need anyone else in the team party. So I think it's very unique. And she's a 4-star at that too. That's going to be the video here. Thank you for watching and have a nice rest of your day. Peace.